I'm Sean Thomas, and this is Local Flight. Join me as we travel across the country to discover extraordinary bartenders and purveyors. We'll share their stories as they work together to create innovative cocktails using unique local ingredients. In this episode, we stand on tradition to make an East meets West tea-centric cocktail. Located in the south of Market neighborhood, Dirty Habit sits high above the street where you're easily transported from the bustling city to a dark, moody atmosphere. Their menu of classic and cutting-edge cocktails is a product of close collaboration between their kitchen and the bar. I'm meeting up with the bar manager, Brian Means, to find out more. Talk to me a little bit about the format of your menu. Do you try to pair with the food here and work with the chef as far as conceptualizing drink with food?
Yeah, big time. Working with them on cocktails, and we started doing more savory cocktails and sour. Not only did they help me out, but we have like 6 different palettes in the back that taste everything before we actually finish a menu.
Cool.
We play around with teas right now. We just did a black tea with jaggery as one of the main ingredients. It was a cordial that we put into the punch, and they're messing around with a matcha jasmine tea as well right now.
Well, it sounds like you're doing some really cool things here. I'd love to try one of your cocktails.
Yeah, of course, man. We'll do a cocktail called Cream the Crop. It's a very creamy cocktail. Then I'm gonna grab the mezcal, measure out an ounce. Coconut pistachio.
And you make it like an orgeat?
It's a pistachio milk, but it also has a coconut cream in there. It's unsweetened, so we have to add sugar into it.
Delicious.
Lemon juice comes next. And then the ginger is last. And we'll add ice and shake. All right. So I've been really surprised to see how well this cocktail's actually been selling. I wasn't too sure how people were gonna, see a mezcal cocktail with ginger and spice in it, but it turns out people want way more smoke, they want way more spice. All right, so we finished this drink with candied ginger, and there's powdered espelette. Espelette's another spice we use in the kitchen, so it's kind of like our collaboration with the kitchen. So.
Well, right off the bat, I love what the pistachio and coconut cordial does. I mean, it's like thick, creamy, off-white color.
Exactly.
Looks great. So, cheers. Thank you. That is delicious, man.
Thanks,
That
man.
is really great.
It's like a smoky pina colada without the pineapple.
The ginger just complements the acidity, which you need just a little
Yeah.
bit to cut through that sweet creaminess. The smokiness in the mezcal and the pistachio, it works perfectly.
Awesome.
Aptly named, because it is definitely cream of the crop.
Thanks, man.
So I'd love for you to come out with me in the city. We'll collaborate and try to find an ingredient that captures some of the deep traditions here in San Francisco. You guys do a lot of teas.
Yeah.
Is there a specific type of tea that you're more intrigued by?
I love using matcha because if you use it with just straight spirit, it's bright green, like a jade color, and super creamy.
Okay.
It's a little bit of earthiness to it.
Sure, yeah.
But it's actually a tea that's made from the whole leaf. So it'd be really cool to find some place that can make it properly.
Does that. Well, let's find a place and really get to know the ingredient in its purest form before we come back here and use it in a cocktail.
Sounds great.
What do you say?
Let's go do it.
All right.
All right.
We're heading to the Urasenke Foundation in North Beach. Based in Kyoto, Japan, the foundation sends instructors around the world to teach the tradition of Chinoyu, or the way of tea. They've invited us to join them for a Japanese tea ceremony. But first, Masami Saisu of Sai Kimono was kind enough to dress us in traditional kimonos for the occasion.
I have kimono envy. You have the mountain, yes. Kind of feel like a samurai. Yeah.
I wish I was a samurai. You might think it's easy to just put on a kimono yourself, but it's an art. As a novice, one needs a master like Masami to do it right. Okay, all set? Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you.
Jessica and Kiko were kind enough to guide us through the process and invite us to meet the host, Toshiko, who is preparing our tea today.
We slide in because traditionally the tea room doors were often about 3 feet high, and that's so that everyone who enters the tea room has to lower their head. And then we'll turn and look at the objects that the host has chosen to place in the alcove, because that's the position of honor in the tea room. She's bringing in everything that she needs to make tea.
Even the way she moves, it's so deliberate.
And is there always a specific type of tea that's used for every ceremony, or is it the same all the time?
In one way, it is always the same type of tea in that it's always powdered green tea. But there are different blends of tea, kind of like wine.
So Jessica, this is your tea. Please enjoy.
Would you like to have this bowl of tea?
I would love to have that bowl of tea. I mean, ladies first, but if you're offering, I would take it. In order to accept the tea? Oh, no, I would not. No, I would not like this tea. I would like for you to enjoy that first cup of tea.
Thank you very much.
The yuzu is great. It's very aromatic and slightly bitter, but very sweet at the same time. It's delicious.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, I think my tea's ready.
Just bring the bowl toward you, and then you'll slide back.
Would you like to have this bowl?
No, please enjoy your bowl of tea.
Delicious.
Matcha powdered green tea is actually grinded tea leaf into the powder. So you drink whole leaf.
And the brush, is that what gives it that beautiful froth and
very
and
nice
creamy,
and creamy top of that.
So what's the reason behind turning the bowl when you're making the tea and you're also drinking the tea?
She puts the bowl out with the front of the bowl facing the guest, and then the guest would turn the bowl to drink so that they aren't drinking out of the front. And this is more of an existential gesture.
There's an inner gratitude as well.
Exactly, yes.
Everything's so beautiful, like, and it's done so meticulously and perfectly, like, to where from start to finish, from even when you walk in to when she makes the tea, and the bowls are beautiful, and I've never seen tea like that bright either.
The green.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us here. I know
Yeah,
it was
a really amazing
really beautiful experience.
It was a very special gathering for us as well.
Armed with an intimate knowledge of matcha preparation and understanding of this special ingredient, we were now ready to use tea in a cocktail and pay homage to our generous hosts. It was almost like we just went back in time to like ancient Japan and
Yeah, it was a pretty cool experience to see how everything was done.
just getting the containers of matcha, you actually got to see
everyone
traditional preparation.
It's a lot different than what you see nowadays.
So what do you think now that you know matcha in its purest form? Would you be kind enough to make me a drink, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna be using Grey Goose today.
Okay.
So just the classic Grey Goose vodka.
Clean.
Pure, a little bit of vanilla, kind of creamy. So it'll add some really nice notes to the tea we're gonna use.
Cool.
We actually use a matcha jasmine cordial, so we'll see how it works with the Grey Goose in this particular cocktail.
How do you make that?
So this one's 2 parts sugar, and then we use a strong brewed matcha jasmine tea powder. I like the tea powder because they actually use the leaves. Like we saw in the tea ceremony, they use the whole leaf. So we just cook that up and it goes into a cordial. And I'm thinking something acidic in the cocktail as well, so probably lemon juice. Traditionally with tea, you think,
Lemon.
you know, lemon.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's lemon peel or a squeeze of lemon on the inside.
Yep.
So we'll try an ounce on this.
Okay.
And then I'd probably say we could do some sort of spicy element, not in heat. So
Sure.
ginger is a really great ingredient in tea.
And then you said that's a liqueur?
Yeah, it's a liqueur. It's great because it's higher in proof, so it can still add that boost of alcohol to the cocktail.
Yeah.
With tea, to add creaminess, we can actually add milk if we wanted to, but we can try a little bit of egg white.
Sure.
And this as well to add creaminess to the cocktail.
So it's a riff on a classic sour.
Yeah, sour, exactly. We'll dry shake it first, and then we'll add ice later.
Get it nice and frothy.
Yup. All right, now we'll get our ice in there.
Almost like the whisking that they did of the matcha you just did with that dry shake.
You got to incorporate the ingredients somehow in the tea. You know, how do you incorporate the powder? You got to stir it up just like you would in cooking. Same thing with cocktails. You
Dry
gotta
shake.
Emulsify and break down the components, integrate them all, and same thing we're gonna do with ice.
Great.
And then we'll strain it into a coupe.
I'm interested to see the color of that. Yeah, see, it almost has like a silver tint to it.
So we have the matcha jasmine in there. What we're doing over the top is actually a hibiscus powder, which is also used in teas. And then we do corn flowers on top. Not like flour like using like tortillas, but like
Sure.
the actual flowers. We've used corn tea in cocktails before as well. So it's 3 to 4 different teas we have.
I love it, man.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. That's great, man. That's really solid. I get the botanicals from the matcha and the jasmine right in the forefront. Really complements the cornflower. The cornflower has a beautiful scent to it, and the hibiscus. So that's a really synergistic relationship right there. Good amount of acidity. It's really lively on the palate, and I love egg white in cocktails. I mean, just the froth.
It's definitely a lot different from the traditional way. We just went from drinking tea to more modern way of how we can integrate it into cocktails.
Please try your own creation. It's balanced.
Turned out a lot better than I thought.
Nice. What do you call a drink like this?
I'm thinking liquid poetry, because we just drank from a vessel that had a poetry on it. And
It was wisdom, but it was also in a form of a poem.
Well, it's cool because the scroll is different to every person that walks in the tea room. Cocktails are the same way. They're different to each person that tastes them.
I'm going to recite you an original poem based on this drink. Let's see. When I drink this drink, it makes me smile. I think I'll stay at your bar for quite a while.
It was beautiful.
Thanks for coming along for the adventure, and I hope you had a good time, and thank you for this delicious cocktail.
Yeah, thanks for the invite to the tea ceremony. It was
Absolutely.
really awesome.
Thanks for watching, and join me next week in Las Vegas when I show you a side of Sin City you've never seen.